y'all, it is me, Emily, and I am back after many years, to be honest. Don't even remember when I last posted. But I got a new camera, and I have a flip-out screen now, so I can see what I am filming, and I think that's going to be advantageous to me. You might be wondering to yourself, or realizing to yourself, wow, that explains a lot about the quality of her past videos. I feel you. If I seem different in these videos, it's because when I used to film, I was a scared teenager and not very comfortable putting my personality out on the internet. And now, I am but a scared 20-something-year-old, and I am more comfortable? We'll see. But anyway, I got a new camera, and I am absolutely thrilled to be back at it. For some reason, that sounded like a reference to me, but I couldn't think of what, so I just repeated it. But you know, whatever. So anyway, I am going to be filming a couple of videos in succession while I'm on my winter break from college, and then I'm going to post them once I have a couple in my backlog, because once school starts, I will be very busy. But because of that, I am not filming any of the classic, like, Happy New Year videos, like, what books do I want to read this whole year, blah blah blah, because I don't know when I'm gonna get to posting, to be honest. But anyway, as of right now, it is January 6th, Happy New Year, and I am going to be talking to you about books I wish I had already read / books I want to read soon. I am in a book slump. And so, therefore, that is where the books I wish I had already read comes from. But sometimes it's just hard to read, you know? And so we're gonna go on this journey together of trying to read again. Because I love it. And I miss it. And also, please ignore that my bookshelf is a disaster. I am in the process of reorganizing my bookshelf after having moved half my books to college. And this is what's left. So, let's pretend it looks nice. Thanks. Okay, so first on my list, again, this is not all my books, because half my books are at college, and those are the books that I mostly enjoy the most, because I took them to college. But some books that I will hopefully read this year, but this is not a books I will read in 2023 video, because like I said, who knows when I'll post this. So first we have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, because I really enjoyed Carry On, and I want to read where it comes from, you know? I still get a little confused about how, about how all that business works, but, you know, they're related, and I would like to read them, and I would also like to read Wayward Son, which I think is at my apartment, for college. And Any Way the Wind Blows, which I don't think I own yet because I haven't read Wayward Son. I have this thing where if the book series isn't finished, I don't like to read it because then I don't know if there's a happy ending or not. So, anxiety. But anyway, so that's why I never finished reading Carry On. Because I read the first one, didn't realize it was going to be a series, then found out about Wayward Son came out, and then I didn't read it because I knew Any Way the Wind Blows was coming. Long story short, don't read books. I don't read books before they're all out. And this next book is a great example of that, because it's The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. So fun fact about this book is I have read The Raven Cycle before I knew about the Dreamer trilogy. And if I had known about the Dreamer trilogy, but I think it wasn't even like announced at the time that I was reading The Raven Cycle, I probably wouldn't have read The Raven Cycle because I would have been waiting for the Dreamer trilogy. But because of this whole situation, I have here, representing the Dreamer trilogy, Mr. Impossible, because I think Call Down the Hawk, my physical copy at least, is at my apartment. But I have it on Audible and Kindle, and so I got Call Down the Hawk. I discovered that it was a trilogy, or remembered that it was a trilogy, or whatever. It's a trilogy, and I went, Do I want to read that before I know if things work out okay for old Ronan? No. And therefore, I did not read it. And yes, I know some spoilers because I have a problem with reading fanfiction before I read books. But I don't know much. And I'm not going to say what I do know because maybe y'all haven't seen it either yet. Another book that I wish I had read. Trouble Makes a Comeback by Stephanie Tromley. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. That'd be embarrassing if that wasn't her name. That is her name. Because I read Trouble Is a Friend of Mine when it initially came out years ago. Jeez, I think it was like 2016 because I read it when I lived in San Francisco. But anyway, I want to read the sequel. This was another situation where I was like, I don't want to read the sequel until I know if it ends happily. But I didn't do any research to find out if it ended happily, and therefore it's been sitting on my shelf. But I love Trouble Is a Friend of Mine, and I think I would love this one. And therefore, I think I'm gonna read it soon, hopefully. Who knows? I lie to myself about what books I'm gonna read all the time. I officially read like 3 books last year because I was mostly rereading and also fan fiction, and also I had to read like 40 plays because I'm a theater major, and didn't leave a lot of room for fun reading, to be honest, of physical published books. I read a lot of fan fiction, but another book that I wish I had read already. Again, but better, by Christine Riggio. We love Christine. I don't know if I own Better Together, but that's her other book. But I love the concept of Again But Better, of what I've heard. The front of the book literally says, what would you do with a second chance? I love second chances. Literally my favorite book series is all about second chances. It's called All for the Game, and I'm sure we will talk about it soon. I literally am only not talking about it right now because I don't physically have the books with me because I lent them to a friend. Anyway, back to Christine. Love Christine, I love her videos, I love watching her writing vlogs, and I am really excited to read her books because I watched a lot of the process of her writing Again But Better. But, again, book slump. I have the audiobook too, but I'm having trouble getting through the book slump. Also, sorry if my eyes are like doing weird things. I recently got LASIK, and they're still not fully there yet. Disclaimer, eyes doing weird things, either side effect of my medication or LASIK. This is in here. Oh, I know why this is in here. Okay. We have Check Please by, dear God, Ngozi Ukazu? I've never tried to say her last name. Ngozi. I have read up to year 3 of Check Please. I have not read year 4. I know what happens in year 4 mainly because I read fan fiction and I have a problem with reading it before I get to the point where I've already read the thing in the canon. But that also is what made me start Check Please, is because I read some fan fiction and was like, I like these characters, and then I read the book. So, I mean, it's working for me. The method works. The madness to my method. The method to my madness. You know what I mean. Probably. Maybe. And then finally, the only other book I have on this current list, because again, a lot of my books are at my apartment, is Fraternity by Andy Mantis, which I got for Christmas. Because, fun fact, Andy Mantis is one of my favorite theater people, and therefore, I really want to read the book he wrote. I've been following him for a really long time. Since Smash, pretty much, is when I found out who he was, and I am a big fan, and therefore, I want to support him and see what I think of his book. And that's not all we have for today. I almost forgot the last thing, which is this glorious Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson trilogy set, because I keep seeing stuff about 9 Liars coming out, and I'm like, dang, that sounds like a cool book. Why don't I read the first ones with the character? I have problems with reading things in order, okay? I am I am acknowledging that. But, ecstatic. Shout out to my grandma who bought me this for Christmas because it's cool. Nothing stays buried forever. I started it and then realized it was like 11 o'clock at night and I was probably gonna get scared because it's a murder mystery. And then I chickened out and didn't keep reading it. But that was only a couple days ago, and Christmas wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. So, maybe I'll read it soon. I'm hoping it'll break my book slump because I'm really excited about it. Okay, anyway, that's all I have for right now. I will see y'all later, and thank you so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you want to like, but like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Bye.